So just wanted to talk a little bit about high pressing, how we look to coach the players the high press within the academy, the principles around the high press, and of course why we want to press high. So firstly, we want to impose our style of play on the opposition. We want to make it as difficult as possible for them to impose their free-flowing football on us. We want to win as much of the ball in the final third as possible, because of course if you can win it in those high areas and you've got players in the final third, you can go and fashion chances, or at the very least you can get a lot of retains and build possession or go and build attacks from there. But within the 4-2-3-1, a picture that we coach very early on with the players is this scenario when the centre halves of the opposition receive the ball. Now that could be from the goalkeeper, that could be during open play. But what we ask our 9 to do in the 4-2-3-1 is to go and trigger the first press by making that straight line run towards the defender's foot that's nearest to them. What that will then naturally do is make it more likely that this centre half will look to play the ball then into an outside lane. That then makes it predictable for the units behind, and we can act off that trigger. If the ball then gets played into their fullback, we ask our right-sided attacker, in this scenario our 7 in a 4-2-3-1, to go and press the ball. However, the 9 job now is not finished. His unit has been broken, so his responsibility now is we're looking for him to back press, ideally back tackle, and really smother the player on the ball. As the 9 presses, this is where we get the combinations going on now, particularly with the 9 and the 10. So as the 9 presses, the 10 is just looking to drop in behind, get close to their nearest midfield player, and also cut off that passing lane. So that press cover angle, if you like. So they establish a partnership very early on. Now, if the centre half manages to wriggle out and play across to his partner centre half, we then look for one or two things to happen. Can the 10 arrive as the ball arrives? If the 10 goes, as spoken before, that partnership, the 9 just drops in. If the 10 can't arrive as the ball arrives, we then ask our wide attacking player to jump press. So in this case, in the 4-2-3-1, the left-sided attacker, the 11. Can the 11 jump press? Because as I say, we want to be very aggressive, we want to be very assertive, we want to get early pressure on the ball, particularly high up the pitch. If our fullback sees that happening, we ask our fullback now to go and jump fullback to fullback. If that ball then gets played into their fullback, again, principle is now this attacking unit has been broken, role and responsibility, back press, look to back tackle, we smother the ball. Now developmentally, we believe this is an excellent and effective strategy, because what it will naturally do, it will force players to engage in a lot of high intensity, high speed short sprints. So you get your speed development going on there, particularly with midfielders and front players. Psychologically, players have to be very aware to these triggers, to these cues. What is their role and responsibility, whether it's shuffling in, whether it's covering, whether it's engaging the press. Socially, there'll be a lot of communication going on to make this work. So defensive unit communicating with midfielders, midfielders communicating with attackers, and so on. What you'll also get, particularly these scenarios when the fullback has gone out and jump pressed when our 11's gone, it's going to force our defenders to defend 1v1, which is really important in the modern day game. So in this scenario, our left centre half will come across, defend now as a left back, our right centre half will come across and defend centrally, our right back now has to shuffle in, and we get this 1v1 defending. So any balls played into their front players, we're defending 1v1 behind. Any balls that are played in behind, defenders have got to defend that space.